What is going on YouTube? In today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys along as I transform or I set up this space, which is going to be a gaming TV setup and a media or entertainment space for personal use. So it's not a large space, but it's perfect for the use that I've intended it for. The main purpose of this space would be for couch gaming, but it's also going to be great for just general media consumption as well. The idea is to have a two-seater couch on the left side here and then a TV wall on the right side. In the middle, we're going to have a coffee table and there's going to be a bunch of things in between. So let's go ahead and see how this whole thing turns out as I bring you guys along and show you guys how we get it done. I began the process by relocating the Ethernet jack that was pre-installed at the center of the wall during construction. Since I plan to keep all devices at the bottom, moving the wired internet connection made the most sense. This part of the process was quick and simple to do thanks to a flex tube the builders had installed inside the wall, connecting the top to the bottom for easier cable management. After that, I brought in the new media cabinet. Since I had ordered it from an unfamiliar website along with another piece of furniture, I wasn't really sure what to expect quality-wise. When the items arrived, I was relieved to find them well protected and excellent packaging that prevented any shipping damage. After unwrapping multiple layers of packaging, I found the cabinet came in 4 parts. 1 fully assembled and 3 that needed assembly. The 3 unassembled pieces were simple to screw together into a single unit. The final step was connecting this unit to the pre-assembled piece. What I loved about the cabinet's design was its adjustable length feature, which lets you customize it to fit different TV and wall sizes. This flexibility was actually my main reason for choosing the cabinet, as I wanted something that would span most of the entire wall. The cabinet also features a very sleek, low-profile design with 2 striking finishes, dark and walnut wood. Next came the 2-seater couch from another unfamiliar website. The shopping experience was poor enough that I definitely won't be ordering from them again. The couch arrived in 2 modular pieces, but the packaging was so inadequate that all 4 feet arrived broken in transit. This turned out to be fortunate for me as I already wanted a low-profile look anyway, so I just threw them out. When I removed the thin layer of packaging it came with, I noticed the couch had a suede-like finish instead of the fabric material that was shown on the website. However, given the discount on the couch, I decided this was something I could look past. Assembling it was pretty straightforward and only involved connecting the 2 pieces at the center and then flipping the couch over. Despite the issues I experienced with the brand, the couch achieved the low-profile boxy aesthetic I was aiming for. The included throw pillows were disappointingly small and uncomfortable, clearly cheap quality, so we replaced them with larger, more comfortable bright yellow ones that added a nice pop of color. While the couch feels quite stiff and isn't the most comfortable, a part of me expected that to be the case considering the price point that it was sold at. I initially planned to wall mount the TV, but discovered that a vent at the bottom of the wall complicated things. Mounting the cabinet high enough to clear the vent would have left insufficient space for the large TV that I wanted. It would have also eliminated the option to add a sound bar later down the line. That's the main reason I opted for a low-profile TV cabinet instead. After assembling the couch and the cabinet, I was able to get a better sense of how the TV would fit on the wall, so I brought that in next. Since this room is being built for gaming first, I had to go for one of the best gaming TVs that I know of, the LG C4. A couple years ago, I picked up my first OLED TV, which was a 48-inch LG C2, a model that has now been succeeded by the C4. I used that C2 as a gaming monitor for a setup I had built inside a closet at the time, which worked so well for that use case. Fast forward to now and I'm going bigger with the newer model, which by the way also comes with more advanced features like a brighter display and a new 144Hz mode for PC gaming. The TV came with all the standard accessories, including a stand and LG's famous Magic Remote. After unboxing, I set aside the stand and grabbed a fixed low-profile wall mount I bought off Amazon. The TV features a hidden VESA mount near the bottom area protected by a removable cover that must be taken off to attach the mounting brackets. Since TVs have varying VESA mount positions, careful planning and measurements are essential to determine the optimal wall mounting location. Something else I did to help in finding the best height to mount the TV was sit on the couch and then take measurements of where the TV would be centered to my eye line. I did this while sitting up and laying back and took an average of both to find the center point of where the TV would go. While doing this, we also measured the full length of the wall to find the center point from side to side. The next thing to do here was install the bracket for the wall mount. This was made easier by the backing wood that I had the builders install behind the wall for support during the construction phase. It essentially meant that I didn't have to look for studs, which is a process I honestly never enjoy when mounting displays. It also sped up the entire process, and we had the bracket securely attached in no time. The pre-installed backend provided an incredible amount of support, and I had no doubt it would hold up the TV very easily. Before mounting, I decided to install the TV backlight. No gaming setup ever feels complete to me without ambient lighting, and a quality TV backlight is essential. I went with the Govee AI Sync Box 2 for my backlight kit, which combines an HDMI 2.1 switcher and TV sync backlight into one device. The kit comes in different size ranges, so I selected the 75 to 85 inch version. When I opened the box, I first found the HDMI switcher, which had an elegant rectangular design with crisp, sharp corners. The back houses all the I/O ports, while the front features an LED light strip extending across the entire front face and partially wrapping around both sides. There's a power and an HDMI switch button conveniently placed on the right side, but unfortunately, it doesn't come with a remote control. The device includes 4 HDMI 2.1 input ports, 1 HDMI 2.1 output port, and a USB Type-C port for connecting the LED strip to. It also comes with a power adapter, 2 HDMI 2.1 cables, and the LED strip roll, which are all essential components needed for using it. I began installing the strip light on the back of the TV immediately. Following the manual's instructions, I started from one side, carefully spacing out the 4 sections as evenly as I could. With some assistance, I was able to quickly complete this step and secure each strip section's ends using the provided clips. These clips offer extra support beyond the 3M tape adhesive that comes attached to the strip. Before going ahead with mounting the TV, I decided to run the HDMI 2.1 cable that would later connect the TV to the HDMI switcher. Mounting the TV was up next, and this was, to say the least, a nerve-wracking process, given the TV's massive size and delicate nature. To be honest, I couldn't help but worry the entire time. Once secured, I used the tape measure to ensure equal spacing on both sides for perfect centering. The final result looked phenomenal, and I'm especially pleased with choosing a fixed wall mount that prevents any forward tilt. I then tackled cable management at the bottom area where I'd been routing all the cables from the top. We brought back the media cabinet and adjusted its width to be slightly less than the wall but wider than the TV. To accommodate all of my planned devices, I installed a power strip for extra outlets and added a PoE switch to split the single Ethernet connection into 4 ports. I brought in the AI Sync box next and then began hooking up all of my devices to it, starting with an Apple TV 4K streaming box. I specifically chose the model with an Ethernet port for wired connectivity. Since I already had similar boxes everywhere else in the house, adding one here made perfect sense. I placed it in a small opening on the right side of the media cabinet and had it hooked up to one HDMI 2.1 port on the sync box, as well as one Ethernet port on the PoE switch. Next, I brought in my Xbox Series X, a limited edition Halo model that I've owned for quite a while now. Though it hadn't seen much use previously, I was excited to give it more attention in the new space. I connected it just like the Apple TV box, hooking it up to another port on both the sync box and my PoE switch. Next came the ps5 Slim. Now, I'd been eager to set this one up for months since I received it. After moving 6 months ago, I hadn't found a proper spot for it, well, not until now. The package included a power cable, HDMI cable, USB cable, DualSense controller, and the console itself, a more compact version of the original PS5. Some of the features that differentiate the Slim model from the original is that it has slightly more storage, an extra USB port, and a removable disk drive, which I chose to keep attached, by the way. I had it positioned vertically on the opposite side of the media cabinet, where it created a striking contrast against the black wooden surface. Following the same setup as the Series X and streaming box, I connected it to another port on both the sync box and the PoE switch. Having wired internet connections across all of my devices is essential to me for achieving the fastest and most stable internet connections available. The media cabinet also came equipped with 3 drawers, which provided a good amount of storage space for my different PS5 accessories. To complement the TV backlight, I added another Govee product, the Floor Lamp 2. Now, this is a newer version of one of my favorite space-saving ambient lights, and it will be able to synchronize with the TV backlight to create an even more immersive gaming experience. The lamp arrived in multiple parts but featured a very straightforward assembly process. I sped that up with an electric drill, which has quickly become one of my favorite tools to use for projects like this. After assembly, I positioned it next to the PS5 on the left side of the TV and the cabinet. A simple connection to power brought it to life, and the setup was pretty much complete. I moved on to adding a smart trash can I'd recently purchased from Amazon. I'd been wanting to try one of these for a while, so this seemed like the perfect time to try one out. Though I'd originally planned to place it under a desk, it proved too large for that space, so here we are. It has a modern and a futuristic design featuring a motion-activated sensor that opens the lid automatically. Plus, it's also got self-sealing and self-changing capabilities. While I'm still uncertain about the longevity and effectiveness of these features, I'm really excited to try them out. The charging port on the back is also a nice touch. It means I can place the bin pretty much anywhere, not just next to a power outlet. After situating the trash can, it was time to set up the AI Sync box and floor lamp 2 in the Govee app. Since I already had the app installed and account registered, I simply needed to put both devices in pairing mode and add them. Once connected, the app provided extensive control options for both devices. I could switch between preset scenes and modes, adjust brightness and saturation levels, and my favorite feature, synchronize both devices to create reactive lighting based on the TV's colors. Both devices are also Matter compatible, allowing them to work with all major smart home services, including Apple Home, which I use. However, functionality within the Home app is very limited. The Sync box functions as both a lighting controller and an HDMI 2.1 switcher. I successfully connected and was able to switch between 3 different devices with no performance issues whatsoever. However, its main drawback is the inconvenient input switching process. You're limited to either pressing the physical button on the device or using the Govee app, as there's no remote control option. The app does simplify input switching by allowing you to assign icons to each source, making device selection faster and more intuitive. To wrap things up with the media wall, I added a DualSense wireless controller on a Razer fast charging dock right next to the console for easy access and a constantly charged battery. I did the same on the opposite side of the cabinet with an Xbox controller using another quick charging dock that was designed to blend in well with the Halo Edition controller. I also added a small fake plant to the Xbox corner in order to bring in some greenery, but this might be temporary, I'm not sure. I think I want a taller plant there instead. A home entertainment space like this would be incomplete without a coffee table. As mentioned earlier, I bought one from the same company as the media cabinet to maintain a consistent walnut finish throughout. Just like the cabinet, it also arrived very well packaged, taking quite a bit of effort to unwrap. The table is beautifully compact, featuring walnut surfaces with black accents along the 2 longer sides. I was very happy to see that the color matched perfectly with the media cabinets. Beyond its looks, it's also incredibly functional, featuring 4 storage drawers, 2 built into each side. These drawers are perfect for keeping essentials within arm's reach, like for example, the remote control and some extra controllers. I even managed to fit my PSVR 2 system in one of them, which was a nice bonus since I wasn't able to get that into the media cabinet. At this point, most items were in place and I was ready to set up the TV as well as all of my devices. The Apple TV seamlessly synced with all of my other boxes, replicating their homepage and their settings. After signing into my account, the entire process took about 5 to 10 minutes to complete. Since the PS5 Slim was a brand new system, I needed to transfer all of my settings, my games, and my save data from my original PS5 digital. Due to the large file sizes, this step definitely took considerably longer, but once completed, everything was ready to use. The Xbox was already set up previously, so I simply needed to sign into my Microsoft account and Game Pass account in order to access my games catalog and other content. I'm almost done putting together this entire space. It's pretty much ready to be used for all sorts of gaming adventures, and I'm ready to really put this place to use because this is one of those places that I've been lacking since I moved into this new place right here. This is my chill spot where I come to de-stress and forget about a hard or a busy day of work. So gaming is one of my escapes. I don't know about everybody out there, but I know for me, it's something that I do to, like I said, de-stress. So I'm so excited to see this place come together. All that's left now is just to add the automated shades to a window that I've got on that side. And one last thing I'm gonna do is something that I figured out while I was setting up the entire space. So I've got my PC gaming setup around the corner of this room right here. So I realized my actual PC, my gaming PC, is super close to the TV right here. So I've got that hooked up to the Govee AI Sync box as well. So now I can play or access my PC games directly on the TV. So if I don't want to play on the monitor with the keyboard and the mouse, I can always come out here and still be able to access my entire PC library. For the only window in the room, I opted for a Lutron Serena Smart Shade. Installing it was a breeze thanks to my DIY experience and familiarity with smart home devices. I chose a blackout style to create the perfect darkroom environment, especially since I planned on gaming in there a lot. The installation process involved simply mounting a bracket and then attaching the shade to it. Next came pairing the shade with Lutron's proprietary Pico remote and the app. For smart control, I configured the shade in the app first and then linked it to the Pico remote. And then after setting the upper and lower position limits, I added the shade to my Apple Home app. Since Lutron devices integrate seamlessly with Apple Home, controlling the shade works perfectly through either app. The final result looked stunning, with the shade's color matching the wall paint beautifully. In order to add my PC to the TV setup, I had to order a very long HDMI 2.1 cable from Amazon. I then used that to connect the PC directly to the sync box, which by the way also supports refresh rates up to 144 Hz, matching the TV's capabilities. I also picked up a portable Bluetooth keyboard with an integrated mouse pad for PC navigation. The slim and compact device can be paired with up to 3 Bluetooth devices simultaneously for versatility. After connecting it to my PC, it became extremely easy to navigate my PC from my couch, which is an essential feature when using the PC from across the room. Now that I have access to my entire Steam library and PC Game Pass, the Xbox Series X has become somewhat redundant already. Now, I'm still going to keep it in the setup for now, but I may move it to another room soon. To improve air circulation in the room, I added a Dyson air purifier and fan combo along the adjacent wall to the TV. I also added an Ecobee smart sensor to the room in order to keep an eye on the temperature from the central control system. With everything in place and looking just like I had hoped, I was eager to try out the space. I powered on my PC and launched into Wukong Black Myth for some ass whooping.